Right now, in countless dark rooms, there are people lying exactly like you are, exhausted, frustrated, wishing their brain would just give them a break. You are not the strange one. You are not the broken one. You're just awake. So, before we go any further, I want you to hear this clearly. There is nothing here that needs to be fixed. There's only something that needs to be understood. So let's talk about what's actually happening up there. The first truth is the one that reframes everything. You probably feel like nighttime generates overthinking, like the dark switches your brain into some anxious mode it doesn't run during the day. But that's not what's happening. The thoughts were always there. All day long, you're surrounded by noise, not just sound. There's messages to answer, conversations to hold, decisions, errands, the next thing and the next thing. Your attention has somewhere to go every single minute. And so the worries, the unfinished things, the conversation that didn't sit right, they get pushed to the edges. Then night comes. The noise fades. The demands stop. And for the first time in 16 hours, your mind has nothing it has to focus on. So it focuses on everything you didn't have time for. That rush you feel at 2 a.m. isn't your mind malfunctioning. It's your mind finally getting a quiet room. Here's the second truth, and it's the one that lets you stop being angry at yourself. That thought that keeps looping, your brain isn't replaying it to torture you. It's replaying it because on some level, it thinks the thought is still unfinished, and it's afraid you'll forget. There's actually a name for this. It's called the Zyurnic effect, the mind's tendency to keep holding on to things that feel incomplete. Finished things fade quietly into the background. Unfinished things stay loud and run on a loop. They wait for you on a constant replay. Think about it like an inbox. A message you've read and dealt with gets archived, and you stop thinking about it. But a message that's flagged, unresolved, unanswered, keeps sitting at the top, demanding attention, because the system believes it still needs you. That's what your racing thoughts are. Flagged messages. Open loops. Your mind keeps surfacing them at 2 a.m., not because it's trying to be cruel, but because it's loyal. It's trying to plan ahead, prevent a bad outcome, make sure nothing important slips through. It just doesn't realize that in the middle of the night, lying in the dark, exhausted, the only thing you actually need to do is rest. So that busy mind of yours, it's not your enemy. It's a tired guard dog that doesn't know its shift is over. And in a few minutes, you're going to learn how to tell your mind it can finally stand down. Now, the third truth, and this is the one that explains why your hardest nights get harder the more you try. You know the moment. You catch yourself spiraling and you think, okay, stop. Just stop thinking about it. Go to sleep. And thought loop spins even faster, doesn't it? It's not you. It's just how minds work. The moment you tell yourself, don't think about it, you've handed your brain the exact thing to think about. Try it right now. Try not to picture the room you grew up in. You can't. The instruction to not think of something is still a thought about it. So when you lie there commanding your mind to be quiet, every command is one more thing in the room. You're not turning the volume down. You're turning it up and then getting frustrated that it's too loud. This is the trap so many of us fall into. We treat overthinking like a wrestling match. Like if we just push hard enough, grip tight enough, try hard enough, we'll pin it down. But you cannot force a mind into stillness. Force is stimulation. The harder you fight, the more awake you become. Which leads us to the truth underneath all the others. So, Let's be honest about the advice you've already heard. Do a full bedtime routine. Meditate for 30 minutes. Take a warm bath. No screens 2 hours before bed. Drink herbal tea. And look, none of that is wrong. It's genuinely good guidance for a calm evening that you planned in advance, for a night where you decided at 9 p.m. to start winding down, with all the time and energy in the world. But that's not the night you're having, is it? The night you're having, you're already in bed, already exhausted, already 3 hours deep into a thought spiral. And at that moment, a 10-step routine doesn't feel like rescue. It feels like one more list you're failing to complete. That's why this advice so often makes people feel worse. It assumes you have a natural stopping point already built into your evening. But overthinking at night happens precisely because that stopping point is missing. Your day never got an ending. It just trailed off into the dark, with everything still open. So what you need right now isn't to build a routine. What you need now, at 2 in the morning, is something much smaller and much more honest. Here's where everything turns. If unfinished thoughts lead to overthinking and fighting them only makes them louder, then the way out was never going to be more thinking. The exit is 2 things. Just 2. First, you give the thoughts somewhere to go that isn't your head. You take them out of the spinning loop and put them somewhere they can rest, so your mind can finally stop guarding them. And second, you give your body a clear, repeatable signal that the day is over. We're not talking about a routine, but a clear, definable signal. One small thing your nervous system can learn to recognize, the way it recognizes a familiar voice. Those are the 2 steps. Empty the loop, send the signal. Everything that follows is just a gentle, practical way to do those 2 things. Here are 3. Now, you don't need all 3. Pick the one that sounds easiest tonight, and let the others wait for another night. Before we get into these, quick pause. If any of this has felt useful so far, and you'd like more of these for the nights that feel heavy, go ahead and subscribe now. No pressure. It just means this channel keeps showing up in your feed for the next one of these nights. Okay, let's get into it. The first practice goes straight at those open loops. You're going to take the thought out of your head and set it down on a page. And no, this is not a journal. You're not writing pages. You're not solving anything. You're not figuring out how you feel. You're just naming what's there. Keep a small notepad by your bed. A real one, paper, not your phone. And when a thought won't stop circling, write it down in one honest line. Maybe it's, I'm worried about tomorrow. Maybe it's, I keep replaying what she said. Maybe it's, I don't know if I made the right choice. Remember, just one line. You're not closing the loop by solving it. You're closing it by acknowledging it. Remember the flagged inbox? Writing the thought down is you telling your mind, I see this. I've got it. It's safe here on the page. You can let it go now. And here's what's beautiful about it. The page can hold it better than your mind can. Your mind has to keep re-remembering the thought to make sure it survives. The page just keeps it effortlessly, which means your mind is finally allowed to set it down. If one line opens the door and more wants to come out, let it. Let it be messy. Forget grammar, forget order. A worry from today can sit right next to something from last week, right next to a memory of a conversation you had 5 years ago. All of it belongs on the page. And when you're done, you close the notebook. And that act of closing is its own quiet sentence. What's in here stays in here. I don't have to carry it anymore.
The second practice doesn't touch your thoughts at all. It speaks straight to your body, because your body has been waiting for permission this whole time. And it's built around something most of us get completely backwards. When we're told to calm down, we're told to take a deep breath. So we pull in this big, dramatic inhale, and it doesn't help. Sometimes it makes things worse. Because the breath in isn't the part that settles you. A sharp inhale actually nudges your system the other way, toward alert. The part that calms you is the breath out. A long, slow exhale is one of the few direct switches you have into your body's rest setting. And you don't have to believe it or feel it working or do it perfectly. The wiring does the work for you. So here's the whole practice. Breathe in gently through your nose for a count of about 4, and then let it out slow and soft for a count of about 6. Just a little longer out than in. That's the entire thing. Do that 5 or 6 times. Just let each breath out be a little longer than the one before. And as you exhale, let something go on every one. The jaw you didn't notice you were clenching, the shoulders up around your ears, the grip in your hands you've been holding since this morning. This breathing technique signals to your body, one breath at a time, that the day is over and it's finally safe to relax. And the more nights you give your body the same quiet cue, the faster it learns to recognize the signal. The third practice is for the thought that won't be named and set down. The one that keeps insisting it needs to be solved right now. The one that says, you can't sleep until you figure this out. Here's the quiet truth. Almost nothing your mind brings you at 2 a.m. can actually be acted on at 2 a.m. That decision you're worrying over doesn't get clearer in the dark. It gets foggier, because a tired mind is a worse problem solver, not a better one. So you make your mind a promise. You give the worry a real appointment. I'll think about this tomorrow at 9 in the morning with a cup of steaming hot coffee, when I can actually do something about it. It sounds almost too simple, but remember why your mind was looping in the first place. It was afraid you'd forget, afraid the important thing would slip through. But when you assign the worry a specific time, you answer that fear directly. You're not dismissing the worry or pretending it doesn't matter. You're telling your guard dog mind, this matters, and I've scheduled it, and it will be handled. So you can rest now. A worry with an appointment is a worry that can finally wait. And a mind that trusts the important things won't get lost is a mind that can let you sleep. Because here's the real goal. And it's not, I do my practice and I sleep perfectly forever. The real goal is gentler than that. It's, I gave myself one small thing. I signaled to my body that the day was over. I tried. And even when my mind kept racing, I didn't pile on by telling myself I should be doing more. The deepest practice here, it's permission. Permission to stop treating yourself like a problem to be solved, and to just let yourself be a person having a hard night. So, if any of this feels less like advice and more like someone finally telling you what's actually going on, then you're exactly where you're meant to be. If you want more small practices like these for the nights that feel heavy, go ahead and subscribe.
No pressure. But if you're here, you belong here. New videos arrive each week. While you wait for the next one, feel free to visit the Thoughts at 2 a.m. blog. You'll find the link in the description below. Until next time, take care of yourself tonight.